10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Boom, 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 boom. Welcome back, everyone, to Through Black and White Eyes for a lovely Friday night with a Coke. I'm boring, aren't I? But I've got the kids' ballet tomorrow, so I can't go there drunk, can I? Ian's on his wine or whatever it is, lemonade, potentially. We've also got Liam back on again as well. Happy to have him back. It's great lad. And we're basically here to chat about this. Big game tomorrow, in a way. But before we get on to that, I'm just going to put that back up again. And I'm going to put it up every show because we're going to fucking Wembley. I love it. I love it. Right, let's quickly fly through some of the chat and then we'll get the guys in. Please remember to keep comments respectful. Super chats in the bottom right-hand corner available. Also join from 99p. If you do join, we do have an amazing sponsor called Dire Crow. They do amazing bespoke Newcastle t-shirts. They do loads of other stuff as well, to be honest with you. Link is in the description below. Code BAZ20 for 20% off and happy shopping, basically, guys. We do have a $40 gift card to give away this month to members only. So if you're a member of 99p, you get put in the draw, basically. Nice and easy. I need new references. Magpie Stew's in the house. Gary's in the house. Evening. Coming on the pitch. Oh, they must be watching. Oh, who's playing tonight? I don't know who's playing. I'm in front. Someone's in front. You're on X. They must be watching it on ITV. I've got no idea who's playing, to be honest with you. Evening, Peter Griffin. Gary. Chairs. I'm on Pepsi Max. Nothing boring about that. Yeah, it's the same. Evening, Peter. I have got no idea what you guys are watching tonight. Someone needs to tell me what's going on. Andrew. Evening, Andrew. Oh, Man U Leicester. There we go. I didn't even know that was on tonight, to be honest with you. I hope it's not a Super 6 because I haven't done that yet either. Right. Let's bring Ian in. How are we doing, Ian?
All right, mate. Good.
Good. Tired today for some reason. I think I've literally had my little girl all day and she's drove me nuts.
Something to do with the hangover of a Wednesday night special?
No, I never even had a drink.
Never. I couldn't remember getting to bed.
That's what we're talking about. I love it.
I mean, I went to work on Thursday and the scaffolder went, I can smell drink on you. I went, good. Because I was over to smell it because it was absolutely fantastic.
Hey, Jules. I'm sorry, Jules. I missed you there. I do apologise. I wonder if Mick's watching in the background. Mick's been winding me up on Twitter and we've been talking shite about each other. It's been quite fun. He says he was going to be watching tonight, so he probably is. Anyways, bring Liam in. Liam, welcome back again.
Good evening, gentlemen. How are you?
Very good. Yourself?
Aye, good. Really good.
Good. Still looking fresh.
Wembley, man. Of course.
I know, exactly. We're going to Wembley. And I am actually going down to London. Evening, Fergus. I won't have a ticket, obviously, but I just want to be there this time for the atmosphere. I've got this strange feeling that we're going to do something special.
You can try and get one. Don't come out for release next week.
I'll try, but there's no way I'm getting one.
No chance. I went to every single cup game the last time. And I got no chance whatsoever of getting that ticket. No chance.
I'm gonna depress you. I've got one.
Have you? Nice.
But for me, if I didn't have a ticket, as much as the occasion, right? It's a lot of money when you can watch it on TV.
True. I still want to be there.
And do you know, if I was there, I was heartbroken at home the last time. I think it'd be absolutely heartbroken even more if I was around it.
That's the thing. If you go down and we win, it's mega.
Yeah.
But if you've got that travel back and it's the opposite, it's pain.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm close to a friend who went to the last finals, what we actually lost in, and it took him so long to recover off it. He said, honestly, he was devastated. And he's in the same boat now where he's unsure if he'll get it. He gets league tickets all the time.
Yeah.
But he's unsure if he'll get... He's stuck in two minds to book accommodation now.
I've done that already.
Right, and he's on about, if he does get a ticket, obviously driving down, going on an app and parking on someone's drive.
20 quid or something, isn't it? That's what you pay.
Park on someone's drive outside of London. If we win, he says he's going to have a few drinks, book a travel lodge, and then come back the next day. But he says it's the thought of the other one. If we don't get the result when he's drove down, so it's one of them ones where it's not very nice. But if you're in your own home,
we're gonna win it, man. We're gonna win it. Think positive.
I always think positive, but
I watched the second half of the game when I come off last night, and I tell you what, I don't know if Liverpool were good or Tottenham were just terrible.
I watched 90 minutes last night, and Tottenham were awful.
Yeah,
awful. And when I was at work today, I got a comment saying that's what Arsenal should have done to you. I went, you obviously didn't watch the game, did you? Did you see the result? You went, yeah. Well, there you go. And Arsenal were miles better than Tottenham. Tottenham last night, awful.
They did look bad. And you know what it annoys me about the Arsenal fans, right? They can't just say, well done, you deserved it. We've got so many of them on with TikTok and stuff like that, and they're all just like, you're going to get beat off Liverpool anyway. You know what I mean?
Do you know the best thing to do? Say nothing.
Because
the reason with the Arsenal fans is there's no reasoning with them at all. They think they're miles bigger than us, better than us. They're just because they've won stuff in the past, they think that you haven't got the right to speak to them.
Well,
and the arrogancy that comes from them, it's absolutely appalling. So for me, anybody interacts with you, anything like that, don't even give them the time of day because they don't deserve it.
Yeah, I agree.
There's been some decent Arsenal fans on Twitter.
There must have been one.
There hasn't been many.
Maybe one or two.
All. I mean, I've had them on strings all day, to be honest with you.
It must be the ball.
Arteta quote. No, I put up a Arteta quote, and I was like pretending it was real. We did not get what we deserved. The schedule also did us no favours. They had one extra day's rest. That's what I said that he said. It's got 46,000 views, 479 likes, and the amount of Arsenal fans in here like whinging. You've only won one trophy.
Yeah. That's my point. Straight away.
There's been honestly, I've had them on strings all day. It's been so much fun.
Do you know what it is, Baz? I love, he does his Arsenal TV. I can't remember his name now. The colour.
AFTV, yeah.
I've seen him. He's class.
Right. I think he's very, very good. He has Matty on quite a few times. We've played them home and away. And do you know, because he runs his own channel and he's got a lot of followers, by the way, and he does really, really well. Simply because he's one of the good guys, I think. And
Robbie. That's it, Robbie.
Yeah. And he interviews quite a few, obviously, Arsenal fans. And
it's the people he interviews, though, man. There's that little one with the glasses, and he always has the big headphones on, and that he's a knob.
That's Ty.
Yeah, him.
That's Ty.
Is that who does like the match long thing? So he does it as the match is playing and sort of.
No, that's a different one. He's a knob as well.
This guy goes home and away, and
right. Okay.
He's honestly, he's so honest. And I've got all the time in the world. I'll listen to everything what he does. I think he's great. Doesn't matter who they play. He's very, very humble in the opposite position. And he said from day one, when we beat them down there, if we played them the week after, he felt they would have a chance to recover. But he goes a month's a long time in football, and he just knew coming up to St James's Park was going to be a completely different game. And he was always fearful coming up there. And that tie was going, nah, we'll beat them. They don't deserve to be where they're at. Yeah, and it's the arrogance of them that makes us sick.
There's loads of them. Oh, we'll just take Isaac to do. We'll do this. We'll do that. I'm just like, yeah, man, go away.
Yeah,
Anyway, enough about that rubbish. We're playing Birmingham tomorrow. Conference talk. It's a very important competition. We enjoyed the run we had last year until we met Manchester City. We want to try and go as far as we can. We know this will be a difficult game. They have a long unbeaten run. It's going to be a good test for us and a real test of our strength. I think he's going to make a lot of changes from what he said there. I also, to be honest with you, I don't really care about the FA Cup this year. We're in the final of the Carabao Cup. I just...
You sound like an Arsenal fan now.
We need to go for them both, man. Honestly, we've got to.
No.
God, no.
You are getting spoiled.
I'm not getting spoiled. Being spoiled, we're saying we must get to the FA Cup final as well and finish in the top 5.
Every cup competition's important, Newcastle United, for revenue.
No,
money.
There's not that much revenue in the FA Cup when you're playing away from home.
But when you progress, it is. We need as much money as we can coming from all angles, Baz.
I get that, but it's not.
Let's shut everybody up. Let's win the 2 of them.
Oh, I would love to win the 2 of them. I would love to, but with our squad depth and everything that's going on, I'd rather we put all our eggs in that one basket and go for it.
So, would you be happy to go tomorrow then?
I wouldn't be happy, but I wouldn't be disappointed.
I cannot believe that's coming out of your mouth.
I'd be gutted.
Because we do you know what it is? The reason why I say that, Baz, and you know straight the point, right, is we've sat and defended people and slagged people for saying the same thing, and you're doing that.
No, we've not said that. We've not said that. We've always debated whether what would you rather do, win the cup or finish in the top 4.
Sorry, I used the wrong word. I do
apologize. You did. We never said.
I used the wrong word, but you were very, very clever how you got around that, you naughty, naughty boy.
I love it. I forgot about this. Just a couple of little quick things before we carry on talking about the press conference. Dan Burn has been named North East Footballer Writers Association Personality of the Year. Fully deserves it. He does great work for charity, especially all the stuff he did for the deaf community as well was absolutely amazing. A worthy winner of that, and he's just a great, great guy. And also Dubravka won Save of the Month. For that save he saved against Wolves, the close range one that hit the bar, off his foot. Great save. So yeah, just want to get them out the way with. Anyhow, in the Carabao Cup final against Liverpool, we have a great game lined up. Whoever we're going to be facing is going to be a real challenge. It will be a mouth-watering tie. We are really looking forward to it. But hey, he's basically said in his press conference, that's in the future. We need to put it at the back of our minds and carry on what we're doing. Sven Botman took a bit of a slight knock to his other knee, apparently. That's why he got to. I thought he was planned to come off regardless because, he's not ready for a full 90 minutes yet, is he, after his serious knee injury? That's a bit of a worry, Liam. But his other knee getting a bit of a knock and it's put him out of the game tomorrow. Yeah,
absolutely. But I think even if it is a little knock and he could play, we should rest him. Absolutely should rest him. I think he'll be okay because I watched him walk off the pitch and he did look all right.
I thought he looked, just a little sharp. I honestly thought he was coming off because they planned it. Because they do that sometimes, don't they? With players coming back, they say, right, we'll get 70 minutes out of you, and then whatever's going on, we'll pull you off. And then all the fans have an uproar going, why we're pulling him off at this? You know how it goes. You'll be a big miss tomorrow, though, won't you, Ian? Because Botman, we've been crying for him to come back in the team, haven't we, for a couple of weeks now.
It was definitely a tackle because I've watched it back 3 or 4 times now, and it was definitely a tackle. What it was Havertz that caught him.
Was it?
Yeah, and it was accidental. It was one of them ones, and he did. I think it's more bone-to-bone contact rather than contact injury rather than muscular or anything like that. So it's nothing to worry about. Even if he was fit, I don't think he'd be even close to being involved tomorrow because we've progressed in that of the cup. Because
the FA Cup's so important.
No, because he's been. If it was Fab Shaw or Dan Burn, it's a different debate because he's been out for so long right? And he was forced to play, which he came in and was absolutely magnificent. Eddie Howe, you know yourself, manages players very, very well and gives them minutes, breaks them into the team until they get the full legs ready. I just don't. He maybe would have been on the bench, in my opinion, but I don't think he'll be anywhere near that starting 11 regarding a massive performance through the week. I thought he was outstanding.
He was.
He was definitely one of the standouts.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I love that. Wait till the watch along tomorrow. We'll see how much he's bothered. I get really wound up when I'm in the middle of a game.
Exactly. Because
I still want to win. Guys. I just think
you need to swap that cork for something stronger.
because obviously I wasn't on the show last night because I do want to get me small opinions across of certain players again on Wednesday. I thought Isak was unplayable first half. I thought he was out of this world.
Unreal.
I just thought the formation when we got the team early, Baz, which we did, would know. And when I seen it, I thought, oh my God, we're going to park the bus. How wrong was that?
How wrong were we all? We all thought the same.
How wrong would the thought of that? And to press from the back the way he did.
Hold on. Hands up. Who called it?
What's that?
This guy called it.
What did you call? Because obviously
I called it straight away that we'll play 5. When I saw 5 at the back, I said, we'll let them have possession.
Yeah.
We'll be strong in the tackle and we'll play counter-attacking football and we'll hit them on the break and on the high press. Called it straight away as soon as I saw it.
Give yourself a pat on the back, Baz.
Where's he gone?
There you go. But players for me, obviously, that stood out on Wednesday. I thought Kieran Trippier which I said on the build-up show, needed to come back in for his experience. I thought an experience level at that level, he was unbelievable, by the way. Kieran Trippier.
Phenomenal.
My man of the match.
For me,
he was my man of the match, but I had to pick somebody different.
He wasn't my man of the match, right? And my man of the match was Anthony Gordon.
Yeah, fair enough. He was mentioned as well when he last night. Anthony Gordon, Isak, and Trippier between the 3 of them.
Everybody was phenomenal. Everybody.
The reason why I picked Gordon, because I noticed stuff what other people. I watched him off the ball, and I watched him off the ball. What he did, he closed space down. He tracked back. He's off the ball running. He was. I thought he was on a different level. I thought Anthony Gordon was world class on Wednesday night. Brilliant. Absolutely.
Just a quick one. Do you think if he shaved his hair, he'd be able to run a little bit quicker?
I honestly don't know why he's running around with a blonde German Shepherd on the top. I just don't know.
He got battered yesterday for his hair, didn't he?
But the thing is, have you noticed when the camera goes in, he blinks like hell? How can someone see and run at that pace when he blinks like that? Yeah. I really don't. But it's crazy. Crazy.
Fair play. Right.
Baz, I've been on the phone before, obviously, the show, to a Birmingham City season ticket holder.
All right, okay.
Right, so I'll just let you know I've got a little bit of info. So when we'll go into a little bit later on, after you've got what you think their team's going to be, how they're playing, this, that, I've got a little bit more information of other stuff. You know what I mean?
Because I haven't got a clue.
Right.
Right. Eddie Howe on squad rotation. We'll have to make changes. It would be a difficult ask for those players to go again. Physically and mentally, we don't have a huge squad in terms of depth. We will give opportunities to other players, but they will have to take their chance. We will use the game to share the load. The guys that come in need to grab their opportunity. So we're definitely going to see a lot of changes. I've got sort of like a mixed team together. It's going to be interesting, the discussion we have. That's what's going to take up most of the night, to be honest with you, because these are the games where we actually can't predict what's going to happen. And normally when we just put our team sheet up, it's just like, is it Botman or Byrne at the back? And is it Tino or Trips at right back? And that's about it. Everyone else picks themselves. So it's going to be interesting discussion. Eddie Howe challenge facing his team now. The biggest challenge for us is now to erect it to the Carabao Cup final. from our brain from now, and when it comes around, we will look forward to it. We have some big games coming up, so we will focus on those. So hopefully, I mean, it happened last time, didn't it, Liam, when we were in a cup final? We kind of had that little blip, didn't we, running up to it? And we've got some big games coming up: Forest, Liverpool, City, and then Liverpool again. It's going to be a very challenging, few weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that this is the time, like you say, to rest players, because we don't want to risk the injuries. I mean, me personally, I'd probably put out Wilson with a Sula in behind or something like that.
We'll come to that, because I don't think Wilson starts, but I'll tell you.
Do you
why.
not think?
Nope. I'll show you my team soon. But just on what Eddie Howe said, it literally is, we've got big 3 weeks, haven't we? And you've got to put this cup final at the back of the mind, haven't they?
I think we can afford to put a weaker team out tomorrow. Absolutely.
Apparently, Troy Deeney is the Birmingham City guest of honour. Fucking hell. I hate Troy Deeney. Does my tits in. Did he ever play? Didn't play for Birmingham. He played for Watford, did he? He does my.
For like Sam Fender's boy. Does he help?
Yeah. Honestly. Well, Troy Deeney's always at St James's Park, and yet he hates us. I don't get it. He loves it. He does. He just loves the stick, I think. Eddie Howe on Birmingham City, we respect them. Chris Davies has done a brilliant job. Every time you go to Birmingham, you realise the size of the club. It's a huge football club with brilliant support base. It's an average football club, dwarfed by Villa. Get the digs in while I can. It is really good ground to play at. We will see as a big challenge, and we will need to rise the challenge. They are very aggressive, a high-pressing team. We cannot underestimate them in any way, which you'll come to, Ian, because you know how they play and I don't. I tell you what, though, it got me thinking about playing Birmingham, obviously, when we like today, just thinking, what have we done against them? And Newcastle United Football Club put up a throwback goal. I don't know if you can remember it, but Nicky Butt's flying volley.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
It was 2004.
Yeah.
But what a goal. What a goal. I think this was just after, I think it was obviously the cup final, then he got loaned out, didn't he? And then he came back in, and it was a great volley. I think we drew 1-1 in that game. But it was, there's not many games I can remember against Birmingham City, but when they showed that goal again, I was just like, oh yeah, I remember that one. That was a cracking goal. Right, let's talk about teams, because this is going to be the big topic. So we'll start off with you, Ian, on Birmingham City. You know a little bit more about them, but their SofaScore has them down as a 4-4-2. Yeah. Very typical of a lower league side, isn't it? Playing that kind of formation. There's not many of the 3-5-2 3s and all this sort of stuff, and 4-3-3s and 4-2-3-1s in the Championship and lower leagues. I don't know about the players, to be honest with you. So if you can talk us through what your Birmingham season ticket holder fan said.
Yeah. What he did say was he'd probably change it a little bit from because I looked at that as well, because obviously I knew very little as well, so I corresponded back to him, and he says he will change it from that slightly, but not dramatically. So what he'll do is he'll play a 4-4-1-1. So when it's more out of possession, it's a 4-5-1. What's been happening is, though, he's of late, that Stansfield, who they're getting from Fulham, he's been playing out wide. So he what he thinks is, because it's going to be more of a breaking down, counter-attacking side of Birmingham going forward tomorrow. But what he does say is, he goes, Dykes and Stansfield are very, very two good players. Very, very good players. And Cochrane, the left full back, which I was over the moon, I put a big tick next to him. He came from Hearts. He's a very, very, very good left full back, obviously.
You and your left full backs.
Exactly. But I didn't say that. That's exactly what he said. The two best players are out injured, which is Pate and Williamson. Williamson's 50-50, what he says, will come back in. If they actually do come back in, Williamson will be the one that could be 50-50 to come back, and he is a decent player. The style of play, what they're doing is they're very, very direct. But will there be direct against Newcastle? They don't know. That was his exact answer, because it's Newcastle coming to Birmingham. I mean, he says they've been playing absolutely fantastic at home. They've won 15 games unbeaten. Right, the 15 games unbeaten.
That is impressive.
They're into a semi-final of the cup. They just beat.
The Pizza Cup.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what cup. It doesn't matter what cup competition it is. You've got to respect what level they're at.
No, definitely. It's obviously Sunderland used to, they were in the final of that, weren't they, and lost it. Just thought I'd bring that up.
Exactly. They beat Stevenage 1-0 in the quarter-final to get into the semi-final. They're actually winning the league by 4 points. So
that's true. Peter makes a good point, though. You know, every week Birmingham are playing against teams who sit back and ask Birmingham to come on to them. Obviously, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, but this is exactly what Brent told me. He goes, "This is what we do in our level." But he says, "What we'll do," he says, "it looks like a 4-4-1-1, but I think it'll be more of a 4-5-1."
5-1, yeah.
And if we press and break, it'll become that formation. What he did say as well is that Birmingham City seems to be in a good place now after the horrific good times where Birmingham were Wayne Rooney, because they were they were doing quite well, and then obviously Rooney took them down and ended up getting relegated. They've appointed Chris Davis as manager, who was Postecoglou's assistant at Celtic.
Right. Didn't know that.
Yeah, and he was a Pochettino at Celtic, and also he's spent a lot of time with Brendan Rodgers. So what he was saying is, he goes, you can see why these players are actually playing in a way where he thinks they're going to walk that league, right? Well,
they should do, really. They kept a lot of the players from the Championship, didn't they?
But what they've done is they've spent a lot of money on a forward from Fulham.
Right.
I think spent 15 million on him, if I can remember rightly.
Wow, for a League One side, that's huge.
That's huge. So he's that top goal scorer. He's up. You know, he's going to be something to be wary about. Also, what he said was, he goes, we're being took over by an Americans who's in with Mr. Brady. Is it Tom Brady?
Yes, I heard that. Yeah, the quarterback.
Yeah, Tom Brady. Which they've already got a new fan zone, so they've got like a little bit of a stack going on down there. Everybody's happy. Everybody, and I said to him, I goes, it reminds me a little bit when we went down to the Championship, where we were in a horrible place. But once you start winning again,
we got Chris Hughton in charge, got rid of all the rubbish, and
when Rafa came,
that time, yeah.
When we got relegated and Rafa came in, we had that momentum as a football club. It didn't matter who we were playing; we just had a following where we were selling out stadiums. We were tremendous. And what he's saying is, he can feel a little bit more momentum going forward for Birmingham. Well, what he said was, if it's enough to get us over the line to beat Newcastle United, I very much doubt it. But he did say it's the FA Cup and nobody knows.
Well, this is it. It's a one-off game, isn't it? It's got to end on the tie on the night as well, isn't it?
It is a sellout, and he goes, I know Newcastle United took a big following, but it is a sellout, and he's absolutely loving and can't wait for the game. And you know, fair play to him. And when you put all these things into perspective, where it reminds us, like I say, it reminds us when I was speaking about it, reminds us of us when we went down to the Championship, where you didn't know which way to turn, but when you're winning football games, it doesn't matter what level you're winning football games at. Look at it, just showed there. You're in a semi-final. You're 4 points clear at the league, right? These are going to go into tomorrow's game, right? Knowing that we're going to play a week inside, and they'll think they're going to have a snip at this. And I don't think it's going to be as easy what Newcastle United fans think. I really don't.
I don't know who's saying it's easy. To be fair, it's very interesting. Also very interesting. The last 10 games against Birmingham, we've won 6 and drawn 4 and not lost a game. So that's very interesting.
Do you know the last when we were in the Championship as well? We beat them and they were going really well in the Championship, and they sacked the manager the next day. Right. And I don't think they recovered after that. It was Rowett. Yeah,
I remember.
Probably a tough game.
He was linked. He was linked with quite a few clubs as well, Baz, at the time as well, or higher.
Right. Well, in the FA Cup, 2017, the two teams met, 1-1 draw, and then it went to our place and we beat them 3-1. So that's quite an interesting stat. That's when we had Matt Ritchie scored 2 and Gouffron scored. Right, let's go to our team. So this is what I think Eddie Howe is going to... Well, I don't think this is what Eddie Howe is going to do. This is what I would potentially do and what he might do. So it's a very interesting team. So we've got a few little talking points. So I've gone with Pope in goal because obviously he's back and I think he'll give Dubravka a rest. I've gone Byrne at left centre-back and Kraft at right centre-back because I think Shaw needs to come out for a rest. I've got a feeling one will play 45 and the other will play 45 potentially. But Byrne will start with Kraft because they had that long run together last season and did all right. Tino will come in for Trips because he needs a rest. Target will come in for Hall because he needs a rest. The midfield, I've gone with Bruno starting, but at half-time he'll be pulled off and Tonali will come on for him. And then you've got Longstaff and Miley alongside him. A bit like what he did against Bromley, but he had J7 in there, didn't he? But we're unsure of his fitness. I've gone with Willock on the left, and I've gone Murphy right because unless we play a youngster from the under-23s, he's our only right winger. And then it's a toss-up between Osula and Wilson, or Sula, sorry, and Wilson. But I think he starts with Sula because he started him against Bromley. And Wilson, yes, he came on for the last 5 minutes. I don't think he's ready to start a game yet. And that's the reason why I would have him on the bench as a backup. If things aren't going quite well, then I would throw him on. I think Isak might not even make the squad on Saturday. I think they'll completely rest him. But that's my thinking on how he'll do it. So there's only 1, 2, 3 players who played the other night will play on Saturday. And that gives everyone a good rest. And the bench will be very strong if things go a little bit tits up. Liam, your thoughts first of all, sorry.
I don't think you're far off there at all. I think Wilson will start because I read on Live Score today that Eddie Howe said that Wilson's ready to play a full game. I don't know how true that is, but apparently he's ready for 90 minutes now. Okay. So I think Wilson will start, and I think he'll link up with Asul. Honestly, I could be totally wrong, but I just feel like that's what's going to happen.
A few people have got Usula playing out on the wing instead of Murphy, potentially putting him out on the right. But I don't know if that's a position he's ever played for. I've never seen him there at Sheffield United. So
no, he's
a bit
only
of a
ever
strange
played
one.
Striker. Yeah. But I think the back four, I think you've got spot on. I'd agree
midfield?
With that.
Do you agree with the midfield?
Yeah, I agree with the midfield as well. To be honest, that is a team I could see Eddie Howe playing.
Yeah,
but I would like to see Asula and Wilson start, I think.
Yeah, then you've got to play a 4-4-2, haven't you? So
yeah,
who would you take out? Murphy and leave Willock in?
I'd take Willock out, me personally, but I just don't know if Asula can play on that side.
Yeah, well, again, it's like I say, if Asula and Wilson start, you're literally going to have to change the formation completely to 4-4-2 because I just don't see Asula playing out on the wing personally.
But I would be happy with that starting.
Yeah, I mean, I feel sorry for Asula if he doesn't start because he did take his chance against Bromley. I thought he did all right, scored a great goal. I think he deserves another chance to start.
I think game time is key. He needs game time, doesn't he? His confidence will grow. Yeah. But yeah, his goal was smashing.
Yeah, it was. Ian, your thoughts? Do you think I'm close, or do you think that's a lot of tosh?
Well, you know I'm going to pick something completely different what you said, don't you?
Well, I don't. That's why I'm asking.
Right. There's a philosophy at Newcastle United where it starts from Eddie Howe and it goes all the way through the kids. We play, at this present time, we play a formation which is 4-3-3. And I still think this formation will be 4-3-3. I know he changed it up against Arsenal. I totally get that. That's because he's a tactical genius and he absolutely blew everybody's mind to bits. And that's where some people doubt Eddie Howe because he comes up with the goods. I think he'll stick with the same formation. I really do. I think Nick Pope will come back and goal.
Yeah.
The back four, I totally agree with you. I think Tino, Kraft, Byrne, and Target will be the back four. But reading into his press conference when he's on about players coming in and taking their chances. We've got a handful of players that sat in their arses for a while now, and when they've came, haven't done themselves justice.
Yeah.
So the reason why he's holding that carrot out there, and he's saying to them, look, if you want to play football at Newcastle United, and you want to, instead of watching these good players play, and you want to be around them and be in that first team, you need to up your game. And I think he's through that very, very clever and direct at certain players, Longstaff, Miley, Joe Willock, right? I really do. And I think it was based on that midfield where he was pointing at. And that's the reason why I think Longstaff, Miley and Willock will start.
I'll be surprised if he starts all three of them in the midfield, because I don't think he wants to start Gordon. That's why I would do that, you see.
If we didn't have the fixtures coming up in our next 3 or 4 games, the demand on that, we're playing the top sides, right? And I really do. And I think because of Botman taking a knock, right? Bruno looked his best, I thought, on Wednesday night, going around being rugged, dirty shit. Tonali will run forever, right? But these players do need a rest. And to get the best out of them at the top level, they need to be took out just at times. And this is the prime game to fall into place, in my opinion.
They've got a week off after this, though. So that's why I think 45 minutes would be still getting a rest, wouldn't it?
But the thing is, though, Baz, the way you look at it, and you've got to looking in from the outside in, 45 minutes could be an injury away from him being out for 6 weeks, where we can't afford that.
Yeah, there is that.
Because we haven't got the quality to come off the bench. So for me personally, these guys, the 3 in the midfield, certainly need the minutes more than Bruno, Tonali, and Joe.
No, they do. But then who do you play left wing?
Right. That's the midfield 3. I would play still Jacob Murphy, because he'll run all day. He stays out of bother. He's very, touch wood, I hope I haven't jinxed the kid. He's very, very, very rarely injured. I would play Asula through the middle. Right? And the reason why I'm saying this, again, I think his press conference was directed to these players that need to take the chances. The last game he took a chance, but it was lower opposition. We need to see this kid where the opposition's better, so you can get a better view on him. Because coming on for 5 minutes or 3 minutes in a Premier League level, you're not going to see the best of him. He needs more minutes, 60, 70 minutes at a level where he needs to stand out. Then you'll know what a good player he is. The reason why I picked him over Wilson is, I totally agree with Baz. He's been out for a long time. Callum Wilson's made of glass. But if Asula's not doing the job, Callum Wilson comes on for 20 minutes, you've always got that threat of a goal. Where if Asula comes off the bench for 20 minutes, I don't think you've got the same threat in the opposition's mind what he brings. And on that left-hand side, forget Gordon, forget anybody else like that. I'd bring the young kid back in who came on at Bromley, Sanusi. And
he's a right winger, though.
But I would start him out there.
Would you?
Yes.
Oh, I think that's a big ask.
No,
under 23 level is like massively down compared to this Premier League. Well, even this level, to be honest with you.
I was nearly right at Bromley because he was brought back into the squad. But he may put Murphy on the left and put him on the right. But for me, we need to protect our big guns, Baz, because we've offloaded people in the summer. In the January transfer window. We've got to be protective of our squad now. And these players around need minutes. And this is a prime time to do it, in my opinion. I might be a million miles away, but I just think because of the schedule going ahead, I think we need to protect our big guns.
Interesting. Very interesting. I still think you're wrong. But we'll see what happens. There's plenty of, like I say, we won't be far off, will we? We won't be far off. Let's just say
this is why we do this, past mate, and this is why we love it.
It is. Love Holland. We always my favourite country to visit. I went. They're talking about going to Holland. Evening, Mick. By the way, pleasure to see you in the chat after winding me up on Twitter. Thanks, mate. I think Wilson Asula will come on for Isaac and Murphy. Just saying because Eddie tends to start his best first with the intention of bringing on his best fringe players, and only when he's sure. I can't see them both starting. I really can't. So yeah, so it's going to be interesting. I don't think J7 gets near this squad because of his injury. I think it's best to rest him again. And I know he was jumping up and down in the dugout, but it's a risk, isn't it? Right, let's have a little look. Obviously, we mentioned a bit of the head-to-head already. I mean, we haven't lost, but there's been a couple of draws in there. So maybe Birmingham might be thinking, take them to a draw. Does it go straight to penalties or does it go to extra time in the FA Cup?
At this level, I'm not sure because the rules are changed and I don't know.
I think it's extra time.
Extra time. I know in the Carabao Cup it was just straight to penalties, you see. So, Evening, Martin. Hope you're doing well.
Doing well, pal.
Will not need extra time.
Yeah, I've sent a message in the Premier League group, mate. See if you're available on Monday. You haven't responded, so respond.
That's because he does 4-hour-long shows. I don't know how he does it, mate.
I don't know how he does it.
I don't know how he crams it all in. He's great.
He's got Stefan on at 10 p.m. By the way, talking challenge, which I did tell you was coming, Baz. Cool. But Stefan is brilliant. We love having Stefan on here when we can. He's a great guest. I don't know if you know him, Liam, but Stefan goes on Talk Sport and he used to work for Man City in the financial department, so he knows PSR like the back of his hand.
Oh, no. He's like a clever bloke.
yeah. He baffles us a few times, but
no. The thing is, though, Baz, it's made us realise what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly.
So we don't get irate about it, or we should be signing this. We should be signing this. Why is the club not doing this? The club do that. We just sit calm and go because we've had Stefan on.
Yeah, we've spoken to Stefan and he's told us basically that's exactly how it is. It's just like we're just not bothered about transfer windows anymore. I know he's good, bad. I'm waiting for my handling fee. You won me a fee, mate. All this Isaac and Haaland talk, I was right. Stefan will explain the 3-year rule. Yes, he will. Yes. God. This is what Mick wound me up on. He said that the 3-year rule starts again, and I just lost my rag. It's like, it doesn't start again. It's 2 years behind and 1 year in front. Get it right. As you mentioned, a few
Leicester scored, by the way.
I'm gonna get it. You told me about Stefan. I had to do all the begging and brown nosing to get him on the channel. Just you remember that. But you did us a favour.
Let Martin take the credit because that's
Martin, have the credit, mate. You can have it. I still have to do a lot of brown nosing, I can tell you that. Amazing how poor Man United are. They have been bad for a while, but they're plummeting to new depths today. Is great to see. It starts again, makes me laugh. Rolling doesn't mean restart. Exactly. Birmingham City have won just one of their last 15 meetings with Newcastle United in all competitions. A 5-1 win away in the FA Cup third round replay in 2007 was the last time they beat us. Newcastle United have progressed from 2 of their 3 FA Cup ties against Birmingham, though all 3 have required a replay. Obviously, I mentioned the 1-1 and the 3-1 wins. That's interesting. Birmingham are looking to reach the 5th round of the FA Cup for the first time since 2019-2020. However, the Blues are winless in the last 10 meetings, obviously, against all Premier League competitions sides. Having reached the quarter-final last season, Newcastle looking to reach the FA Cup 5th round for consecutive campaigns for the first time since 2004, 5 and 5, 6. That's the match fact I was looking for, because this competition, as much as we used to love it back in the day, it's become a bit of a thorn in our side, hasn't it, going out early? And like I did say, it probably wouldn't hurt as much because we're in the final of the Carabao Cup. It'll still sting a little, but...
Nah, just delete you said that. Delete you said that.
So, I mean, I do want to get through, but this is what Newcastle United do, don't they, in the FA Cup? We like to lose to lower league teams. Stevenage obviously comes to mind.
Yeah, this is the type of game that we would absolutely struggle with, isn't it? I hope I'm wrong.
For my take on it is, you've got to think of the fans going down there, right? And if we've got a massive allocation going down there, you've got to do it for the fans. That's paid the money to go down there. They can't just go out with a whimper. They've got to do it. And they've got to win.
Whimper, but...
And no matter what, right? We've got to win tomorrow.
I love it. We've got to win.
We've got to win. In my opinion,
doesn't work like that,
right? Nothing is acceptable coming away from there without a win tomorrow.
With all these changes.
with all them changes, right, we have still got to come away with there for a win. And then hope for a home draw in the next round. Because momentum's great. Because if we win tomorrow, you're going into the next game. It doesn't matter which team you put out.
Yeah.
You can put your first team out, or you can put your so-called second team out. You're still winning. And that what that does is it breeds confidence right throughout your club. And it gives confidence to the players that's tell him I'm going to ring him.
Oh man, I understand what you're saying. Winning breeds confidence,
right the way through,
and all that. It does. It does.
We've got to. If I'm watching that game tomorrow,
Ian, we need you down there, mate. We need you.
Yeah, we need you in the crowd.
This is what I am.
Right.
Liam, when you're on here regularly, right? Sometimes I lose the plot. Sometimes I lose oxygen, right? Because I can't breathe. Just wait until we play a team, right, where he can't pronounce the player's name.
Oh no, don't even go
right
there.
Then we'll be absolutely class.
That'll be tomorrow. Martin, just drop us a message, mate. As long as I'm not at work, I'll absolutely gladly come on and talk about Isak all night long with you. And I'm sure Ian will as well. And obviously we'll like to return the favour on the Friday. I don't know the date, mate, before you ask.
What's Martin want to do there? Because I got distracted.
It's a preview to the Newcastle Man City game because it's coming up soon.
Oh, when?
Once at the Thursday before, so I don't know when the date is, but drop us a message when it is. I'll check my shifts, and if we're good, and we'll just absolutely kill him about Isak.
Right. So Martin wants us to go on his show for the right. We'll do it, no problem.
On the Thursday, and then obviously he'll come on us on the Friday because we always do ours on a Friday.
Yeah, we'll do that, mate. No problem.
Yeah, it'll be an hour talking about Isak. I'm only joking, Martin. By the way, Liam, you won't know, but me and Martin go back quite a while now. And I said to him on his show before we played them at St James's Park, I said Isak's a better striker than Holland. He's a better footballer. And we went on for about 45 minutes, didn't we? And just literally at each other, just like, I said Isak would score more goals than Holland in Man City's team because he's a better player and you'd fit into their system better. And I'm like trying to sell them Isak. I don't know what I was doing. But I'm right. But I love Haaland. Don't get me wrong. He's a bully and he's a goal scorer.
Yeah,
but Isak's better on the eye.
But the thing is, no matter what players, we love Martin more. Martin's class. Martin's class.
He is.
And you know, as much as he's at Man City, right? And I'll say this now, right? He gets so much shit. You've got no idea. Personal stuff because he speaks the truth about his club.
Yeah.
And I respect him so much for that. And we've had hourless conversations on the phone about stuff. And I think he's a top man. Really do.
He is. 13th Thursday, 14th Friday. Yeah. So I'll check my shifts.
No. Is that the 13th and 14th of what? February?
Yeah.
That's fucking Valentine's Day, son. My wife comes before Martin Man City.
Yeah. I didn't see his that romantic type here.
Well, hold on. The 14th's the Friday, and that's our show. So our show comes before your wife.
Oh. So who's getting steak well done? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Who wants steak well done?
Should I go and get the wife from upstairs and you tell her?
Yes.
Get her some flowers, Ian. She'll be happy.
Exactly. Plus, she can't punch me through a computer. She could just punch you. So I'll say it all night long.
No, but the thing is, she'll wait until she sees her at St James's Park and give you a quick clip.
That's true. I don't want that. Genuine question: how long can a Big Six club be considered one without actually making it into the top six for a number of years? It's only about revenue and history. No, it's all about Sky Sports. Now, I've said this quite a few times. The Big Six are created by Sky Sports because they get a more lucrative contract from Sky than what the other 14 teams do. Sky Sports created the Big Six, not the actual 6 clubs, but they created it with Sky, didn't they? Is the way to put it. And that contract runs out this season, I believe. And there's a new one to be signed. And then there'll be renegotiations of who were potentially the bigger clubs, because you can't class Man United as a Big Six club now. Look at where they are. You can't class Tottenham as a Big Six club. Look where they are. They're shocking. So there'll be discussions, and then I'm sure the other 14 will have a bit of a say on this. They'll want more revenue. They'll want be on the TV more. They'll want more TV money. That's what it's all about. That's what the Big Six really is. It's about how much exposure they get with Sky and how much money they get and where they are being viewed in other countries. That's how it works. It's not actually them being good. It's just they've got a contract. Hang on, Valentine. Who does what first is a family show? Well, you know, I don't do anything for that. I told the missus when I first met her, forget about Valentine's Day. I just don't do it. I just think it's a money-making scheme.
You work with the
I know I do, but I work with Kit Kats and Yorkies and stuff like that. I don't work with like love hot chocolates and things like that, mate. Come on.
what are you going to do? Bring
exactly.
her on a Yorkie?
I'll just get some flowers or something from the kids, like I always do. You've only got to look at the pundits on Sky. Exactly. Two of the Big Six are 13th and 14th, exactly. But that's not Sky's fault they became shite. It's the club's fault, really. But if you've noticed, and this is why the other 14 have got a great account on Twitter, they just talk about the other 14 because that's what Sky do on Sky. They just talk about the top six because that's what they're contracted to do, to make sure that, you know, the Big Six are always around the world. And it's just part of the deal they've got. It's crap. As a top flight side, Newcastle have been eliminated from the FA Cup by sides from lower divisions 32 times. Only Everton, 42, have done so more in the competition's history. Meanwhile, only Millwall and Southampton, 25, each have eliminated top flight sides more often than Birmingham, 23 times, while playing outside the top division themselves. That's an interesting stat. It's the last one for the night as well. That is a very interesting stat. So Birmingham like to cause an upset. Yeah. And let's face it, we like to be an upset. Especially Hereford. Oh, God, I had to bring that up, didn't I? Man U will always be classed as a big club. Of course they will, because of the history. They're the most decorated club in the... Exactly. But they are the most decorative club in the Premier League, unfortunately. Is City v2 the only game involving two teams from the top six not to feature live on UK TV? So they've got 12th and 13th Epic on Sunday featured game. I didn't know. Is our game against City not on TV?
Got to be.
That's ridiculous if it's not. Valentine's Day is an absolute nonsense made up by Hallmark and the like to flog stuff. So thick. Exactly. So your husband's the same as... I think Jules' husband's the same as me. He just doesn't give a shit about it.
I cook, you know.
That's your own fault. Why are you doing it?
Is it a steak night, Ian?
No, it's not a blowjob, because I know you
wouldn't. Brilliant. I love it. Steak's easy to make as well.
No.
It is. You just need a hot pan, bit of salt, on the plate, get it down here. Simple as that. Oh no, medium rare all day long.
No.
It's a 3 p.m. kickoff. That is a travesty, that, against City. An absolute travesty. Right, anyway, let's get into some match predictions. So before we get you guys on screen, we've got Henry Winter with his match prediction. He sent it in to me. It's great to have Henry involved. He is the voice of BBC Newcastle Radio. He does the commentary for the games. He's absolutely brilliant. And he loves our show. And here he is.
Yeah, I think this will be a more difficult game than many of us might imagine, because on paper, yeah, a League One side, Birmingham City, but away from home, that will add a bit more pressure on us. And I think also Birmingham are a very good team. They're unbeaten in the last 18 games. They are top of League One. They'll have a lot of players that played in the Championship when they got relegated last year. So it won't be straightforward, but if we can keep disciplined, keep to our game, start fast, as we have done in well, obviously the Arsenal game, but every other game that we've done well in, we've always started well in the first opening 10 minutes. So that'll be really important. Die down the atmosphere a little bit. A chance to maybe rest a few players as well, but I do think Eddie Howe will play a strong team, given that we don't have another game until next week. So I'm predicting a win. I think Birmingham will score. I'm going to say 3-1.
3-1 he's gone with. Very quickly after that, it's Radio Tyneside apparently. My apologies. 2-1 to the Toon says Toon Army Netherlands. Are you going to Wembley, Ian? No, he's not. We've already discussed that. On ITV earlier, I said the two biggest clubs in the country, Man U and Liverpool, revenue-wise, isn't it City? It depends what kind of revenue you're talking about. There's lots of different types of revenue these days, but City's definitely up there. But Man United are definitely up there with Liverpool. Gary's gone 3-1. And I'll now play the legend is in the house.
Hey guys, wow, coming off a big win on Wednesday night. It was so fun to be there. I really enjoyed it. But now we march on to an FA Cup game, and we play Birmingham City away. There's going to be massive changes to the lineup, and I'm excited about that because there's going to be some people that get some minutes that don't get out there that much. I think we're going to handle them 3-0. What do I base that on? Since I don't know the lineup, who knows? It's just a gut feeling. I feel like we'll still be buzzing. I hope the team comes together, whoever's put out there. But I think we're gonna have a win. I heard they're a handful at home, so I'm still thinking we're gonna win. But anyway, that's my prediction: 3-0. And you guys take care. Bye-bye.
The legend, John O'Hare. 3-1. He was in timeout today, having some lunch with fellow fans that he just meets. They just come up to him and go, "Do you want to have lunch, John?" "Okay, I'll have lunch with you. Why not?" Liam, what are you going with? What's your score prediction?
Yeah, I'm going to second 3-1. That's what I feel. I feel 3-1. I think Murphy's got a goal in there. And I think Asula, if he starts, has definitely got a goal in there.
I love you, John, but it's not ham. Sounds more like hum. Well, come on. It's the way they say it, isn't it? Americans don't know how to pronounce things. And I'm talking. Jesus. Ian, score prediction.
Have you had yours yet or not? Or are you doing yours last?
I always do mine last, mate. I like to hear your thoughts yet before I embarrass myself.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be as easy as what people think, simply because of the lineup. I'm going to go for a 1-0 sneak.
Ooh. I'm not far off it, but I think it's going to be a draw. I think it's going to be 1-1, and it's going to go into. I don't know if it's extra times or penalties. I think a draw, then straight to pens, and then I think it's whoever's got the bottle on the day. And obviously we started winning penalty shootouts recently, so I think we're going to nick it on pens. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I'm going to go 1-0. I don't think it's going to be as easy, simply because of the change in the lineup, and I just think the momentum what they've got, and I think with them being at home, I think they'll have a chance.
It is extra time. Ooh.
Or extra time. There you go. It doesn't matter what level you're at. If you're making these wholesale changes, it's an FA Cup. Anything can happen.
Of course. Look at Bromley, they scored first.
Exactly.
We started having a heart attack until Miley equalised a couple of minutes later. I was like, oh, God.
But on that day, as we both said, they were still very, very effective going forward.
Yeah, they were, yeah.
Even though when it went 1-1, they still had a go. They just ran out of steam. The fitness levels just tired them down and just ground them down to a win, what Premier League sides should do. But this is a different contest altogether here. These are doing really, really well in their league. They do well in cup competitions. They shouldn't be underestimated, especially when we're going to be making so many changes. So
definitely not.
It's going to be these ones where I don't think it's going to be as easy as what certain fans think.
No, I agree.
I hope it's not nice. I would love us to beat them. I would love to beat them 5-0 and just cruise through, like a fan would do. And
Newcastle don't do that though.
I would love to see Asula score a hat trick. I would love to. But it's the FA Cup, and this is why we love the FA Cup, because of these. I mean, Birmingham, these have been a top side for a while. Good, they've been the Premier League. They've been top Championship side for a while. Wayne Rooney got them relegated. That's why they were fifth. They were fifth in the Championship before he took over, and they got relegated.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, no, they were doing really well. I don't understand what they did. It was just a ridiculous decision. Like Jules said earlier, said they've gone through some absolute horrific times with ownerships and whatever it is. Now they seem to be a balanced, happy team, and on and off the field. So it is going to be very, very tough, which is why I think it'll be a draw. I think it'll be one of those hard-fought, horrible to watch, edge of your seat. We're going to concede in the last minute sort of draw. And then I think we'll high on the big guns in extra time, get through to penalties and win it. I think that's how we're going to do
it. This is the FA Cup final.
Nah,
yeah, technically it's. I love it. Liam's like, fuck his man, it's 3-1. I know what you're talking about.
Liverpool in the final, man. You know what I mean?
Forget Liverpool. These players will.
They'll be up for it.
No, I know what you're saying. They're not to be underestimated. They are a good team, and you know I've done a little bit of digging myself. They are a good team, but I still think we'll beat them on the day.
These players will play an extra 20% of their levels, but they've never played before.
Of course they will, just because they're playing us.
Yeah.
Lifting Den Haag. Right. So a little bit of news on the channel as well. Liam will be on a little bit more often than what he thought he was going to be from last night. Obviously, I sent him a message and said, yeah, mate, come back on whenever you want. And he said yes. So it's a pleasure to have him.
Welcome to the madhouse.
Yeah, welcome madhouse. It is a madhouse. If you get the chance, though, don't forget to go and drop a like on and a follow on their TikTok account. They're a great little family. They do great little videos. Some of them are just so funny. And like you said, he gets abused off his wife all the time on camera. So, you know, it's something to laugh at. But they do great stuff, especially with the Toon. I wish my family was a bit more like that, but my missus is a York City fan and my kids don't like football. I was like, my boy's going to be a Newcastle fan. He's wearing a York City top. My boy's going to be a striker. I know. It's good. It's just, hey, that happens, mate. That happens. I love it. My little boy, I'm like, you're going to be a striker. You're going to be a Peter Beardsley. Dad, I want some goalkeeper gloves. Hey, if he becomes the next Shea Given, I'll be very happy, I suppose. Exactly. Yeah. Why not? Why not? He just needs to learn to play with his feet. Will be interesting how soon he's take it. I think that's how I meant to say Birmingham. He's that way. Perhaps they'll rest a couple. No, I don't think they will. I think Birmingham are going to go all out. They'll want to cause an upset. They're used to playing 2 games a week. You know, they're forced to play 2 games a week in that league, aren't they? They've got nothing, and they don't have the squad depth that most of the Premier League teams do as well. So, yeah.
What Brent said to me what Brent said to me was what stuck in my mind was he says he used to hate going to that football ground. Now he loves it.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, and like I repeat myself, it doesn't matter what level you're at. If you win football matches, that crowd will go in there tomorrow night, and they'll be as noisy as what they can be on a level what Newcastle were on Wednesday, because they will want that atmosphere to help them get over the line. What we wanted on Wednesday, which
nah, it's not going to be that loud. Like,
I'm not saying it's going to be that loud, Lane. What I'm saying is they will try and do exactly what they said.
Yeah.
Right. I went away to Huddersfield and we got beat. In a little ground like that, they were noisy.
Yeah. Oh, they are, yeah. Right, 2 seconds. I've got to ask Claire this. Claire, were you at the York City Man City game in 1998 when you beat them? No, she doesn't think she was, but she did have a season ticket then. You know, she kind of had to throw that away when we had kids.
Martin will probably come back and say, she's a crap fan.
Yeah, probably. Well, she's there. She's there on Saturday. I'm babysitting.
Never.
Yeah, she's going to the game on Saturday. So,
who are they playing on Saturday?
Who are you playing on Saturday? She doesn't even know. She just applied. Oh yeah, because basically her sister can't make it, so she's going instead. Who are York City play? York City are doing well this year, by the way. They're top of the league, I think.
Oh, that's class.
Yeah. Her dad's a massive football fan, like York City fan. He goes home and away every game.
Yeah.
He's mental. I mean, he goes down on a Wednesday night to Torquay and stuff like that. That's how crazy he is. God, you can't find the National League on here, can you? Right, National League South. Where's National League North? York City walking at home, obviously. So yeah, she was down at Wembley and all that when they won the FA Vars Cup and stuff like that, or whatever it was.
What would have been the FA Vars? Would have been
Checker Trade.
I wouldn't have been. It wouldn't be the FA Trophy. Would have been
Checker Trade.
Might be the trophy.
Something like that, isn't it?
Well,
I can't remember
it's
what
the
it
same
was.
one that Kitted was in, wasn't it?
Yes.
I'm sure it might be the FA Trophy.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're mad York City fans, unfortunately. And my kids love their mum more than they love the dad, so they're following York City at the moment until I crap out of them and go, right, get that black and white top on again. I try my best. And by the way, for everyone who's an Eddie Howe out hater, I'm going to keep putting it up because they're still out there. Anyway, it's been a pleasure, guys. Thank you so much for doing this. As always, I hope you've all enjoyed it in the chat. Thank you for keeping that going as well. You've been amazing. Let's hope for a win tomorrow. But like I said, let's not go all atomic bomb on social media if we do get beat, because, you know, we're in a final. We're going to Wembley. Good night, everyone.
Up the mags.
Come on!